Hi Lane, I'm the founder of Vita Sapien, and today I want to talk to you about the Quenn. Now the Quenn, the symbol that I'm wearing around my neck here, when it's worn as a pendant, it's referred to as a quendant. So I'm actually wearing a quendant, and this is a standard piece of jewelry for Vitans. I will show you a couple of things firstly. Okay, firstly, when you're talking to people, a lot of people comment on this icon. A lot of people say that it reminds them of sacred geometries. People say it reminds them of Celtic symbols. I have looked and searched all over the place after designing this piece back in, I think, December 2016, and I haven't been able to find a similar icon. I think I might have once come across a photograph of a symbol like this tattooed on a girl's foot, but I lost that and I haven't been able to find it since. Now, if anybody out there can actually find an instance of somebody having designed that same shape, then please let me know. I'd like to give them credit for that. But in the meantime, it seems like I'm the originator of this symbol. Firstly, I'm going to show you how to present the quendant to people in public, because one of the reasons we wear the quendant is because it attracts people's attention. It creates an opening for a conversation about Vita Sapien, right? So when somebody comes along, or when you're walking down the street or in a shop, somebody says, that's a nice piece, or that's an interesting design, okay? Then the first thing you want to do is to perform the pluck, okay? The pluck is how you take off the quendant to show it to somebody. First thing you need to do is you need to spine the quendant. Now, this design has it's stainless steel, okay, with a stainless steel wire. And the concern was, when this has been designed, that if somebody were to snag the string on a tree branch or something, it could cut them into the neck. So the quendant actually comes with a magnetic clasp. You can see that right there. It just pops apart like that. Now, whilst it pops apart very easily, it's strong enough to actually hold the necklace, and it rarely comes off at all. Okay, so the first thing, now, the problem is the magnetic clasp has some mass to it. And sometimes what happens is you're wearing the quendant, then over time, rather than it being sitting nice and neatly on the spine, we call that being spined, the quendant is spined, when the clasp is sitting right in the middle of your neck. Sometimes the mass of it have the clasp actually kind of crawl its way down. And sometimes you'll actually see somebody walking around like that. That's really not how to wear a quendant. So the first thing you need to do is you need to spine the quendant. So if you're talking to somebody in the street, they say, that's a nice piece. First thing you do is you spine the quendant. The way you do that is you hold the quendant in the middle, and then you grab the clasp gently, and then you just slide the string around your neck until the clasp is against your spine on the back of your neck, and then it's ready to go. Once you've done that, then using your left hand or right hand, doesn't matter, coming from the top, and pinch the string and the jump hoop and the quenn in one go. The jump hoop is that tiny little ring right there, which is what connects the string to the quenn symbol. Okay, so come over the top, grab it, and then you just pluck the quendant forward, and the strings will wobble around like that. So it disappeared for some reason there. Okay. Right, and then you can have the conversation, and you say to the people, and you offer it to them and say, feel the weight of that. And more often than not, they'll take it in their hand and they'll go, oh wow, it's interesting. And then you'll say, look, that's laser cut stainless steel, 304 or 316 if you want to tell them a story. Stainless steel string, 49 strand, 0.8 millimeters, and then the magnetic clasp. Okay, but then what you want to do is you want to tell them the symbolism of the quendant. Okay, so firstly, here we go. So you say the lower rings represent human civilization, okay, and the living planet. The outer ring represents a continuum which is broken because the humans aren't living in balance with the living planet. Okay, and then the upper inner ring here, the one with the little eyes, which is actually our Verda symbol, is the symbol for the verdant age, which is a potential future time when humans and the living planet are living synergistically, living in harmony together. Okay, some people, when I show them the quendant and I tell them that this is the symbol of the Anthropocene, and they say, what's the Anthropocene? And you explain it's the time when humans are the main driver of change on the environment and climate on the planet Earth, they'll go, oh, well, do you want to wear a symbol like that? It's really negative. And you know what? You get that a lot. And whilst we like to speak the truth, even though sometimes the truth is really, really grim, you've got to deal with the public, and the public have got the Cassandra effect, which is an unwillingness to listen to or to believe bad news. And we're always going to be struggling with that so long as we're dealing with this subject matter of climate and ecological collapse. So we just got to live with that. Okay. So we're looking for the positive in things, even though sometimes there ain't any, or there kind of is, but it's, you know, a little bit hard to find. So yeah, so we call this the symbol of the Anthropocene. And within the Anthropocene, which is the current era that we're living in now, where humans are dominating the planet, there is a potential future where we actually live in balance with nature, and that's shown in the Vita symbol, which is right in there. That's the Quenn. Now you could put the Quenn back on. Obviously, you just pull the clasp, lift your hands up behind your head like that, clasp it, and you're good. Now, just a couple other points about the Quenn. It's possible to miswear the Quenn. Let me show you. If you look and see how you can see the jump hoop very clearly. Well, sometimes when you pick the thing up, the Quenn up, you accidentally push the string through the Quenn, and you'll end up with this sort of arrangement, and you don't want that. That we should have a name for that. What's it called when you're wearing your Quenn like that, apart from wearing it wrong? So if that happens, you simply just bring the clasp back around the other side. Okay, just back to the design again. So this is basically 2 mm. This is a standard design. Okay, so the idea is that these are fungible, which is to say that if you've got a Quenn and I've got a Quenn, or Quendant, and you've got a Quendant, and we were to swap them, you wouldn't really know the difference, right? The idea is it's like it's uniform. It's a part of a uniform. Okay, 45 millimeters in diameter and 2 millimeters thick, and the metal is stainless steel 316 or 304 grade. We used to have these things with a number 8 finish, which is the mirrored finish, but they're always scratched, so we had to sort of buff them back, which got rid of the mirrored finish. So these are no longer like that. These are now got this sort of matte sort of look about them, which is actually good because the mirrored Quendants, when they catch the light, sometimes they're kind of almost invisible until they catch the light, and then you just get this glare off them, whereas these matted versions catch the light in all directions, and if you wear them against a dark piece of clothing, then they'll always sort of show up. Anyway, that's the Quendant. You can purchase the Quendant from the Vita Sapien website. We make a little bit of money from that, and that allows us to continue to do the things that we do, which is basically to try and kick off a global spiritual revolution to protect the climate and ecological system of planet Earth, so that humans can actually stay on this planet for another galactic year. Okay, not that we've been here for a galactic year, but that we can stay on this planet for a galactic year, which is around 230 million years. So the sun revolves around the galaxy every 230 million years, and Vita Sapien is trying to create a culture where humans and the biosphere live synergistically together, and in so doing, do what's necessary to keep our civilization alive and well for 230 million years. Hey, I really hope you like that video. If you like that sort of content, you might help us create some more, social media stuff. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, go to the website, and you can subscribe to our newsletter. If you've got resources, we'd love you to donate. There's a link to Patreon. There'll be a link to PayPal. Vita Sapien it's been around. We've been working on this for 6 years. This is now where we're starting to get out into the public and set up a little studio and be able to create what we want eventually is 24-hour programming content that goes out 24 hours a day. We're from small beginnings. We will do something extraordinary. I've got no doubt about that. But we're always at this stage just strapped for cash, scratching around in the dirt like the bush turkeys outside in the forest. So if you can help us in any way, whether it's just by sharing, liking, commenting. But please subscribe to the newsletter so you can get all our content. And if you've got a bit of spare money lying around, then we'd love to have it in our tin so we can do something with it, improve the production quality. There's so many things that we've got planned, all at the moment just constrained by resources. So thank you for being a part of this, and I hope to see you on the next one.